Today we are talking about Team Liquid, possibly building an NA super team. We're going to delve into it all, but first off, as all teams do, we have to start in the mid lane, the talisman spot, the focal point for many of Team Liquid has signed and delivered their mid laner for the next 3 years. It is their old mid laner, Nicolaj Jensen, first reported by Travis Gafford, a $1.4 million per year deal for the next 3 years. Emily, I want to start with this conversation. There's been a lot of discussion on Reddit, social media, all about this contract since Travis delivered the news, which Jacob Wolf, our reporter, has co-signed on. The $1.4 million per year deal. I have to ask you, $1.4 million per year for Jensen, as we are privy to a lot of numbers around South Korea, China, North America, what have you. In your point of view, your expert point of view, $1.4 million for Jensen for 3 years, an overpay, an underpay, or just right?
So here's what I have to, I'll counter that with a question. How many years has Jensen not brought a team to Worlds since he came to NA?
Yeah.
I think it's definitely worth it. I'm actually really happy to see this for Jensen because I think he's weirdly underrated by NA fans, and I still cannot understand why. I don't know if it's just because so many people are really emotionally attached to Bjergsen, who also has different, I would say actually different strengths and different weaknesses than Jensen does. But it's always been the two of them, and Jensen has kind of always weirdly lost the NA community popularity contest to Bjergsen. So I guess that might be why there's a little backlash on this contract. I'm not really sure. I think it's really smart. He's brought his team to Worlds every single year, including that 2015 C9 team where Hai came back and was in the jungle, and it was just kind of a weird mess for a little while there. I think Jensen is, like I said, been the best performing mid in NA over the course of the past few years. I think his only glaring weakness is that, once again, and I brought this up several years in a row, I don't think he's ever really found a jungler that he's clicked with and had really, really strong mid jungle with. And so if there's one additional dimension that could be made to his play, it'd be that. It'd be finding him a jungler that he, has some sort of really strong synergy with, that makes the most of his already incredible strengths in the mid lane.
Yeah, I wholeheartedly agree. I actually think it's either just right, or I think it's even a bit of an underpayment. I think he could have asked for more. I think if he really pushed it, if he really wanted to push the buck, I feel like he could have gone 1.5, 1.6, 1.7. But I do think one of the reasons why this deal was 1.4 and it wasn't more, and he didn't, drag this on into free agency itself, making a bidding war between, NA teams, maybe in a few European teams thrown into that, is because he is getting roster control. It does seem like he is setting the shot. He is creating the team that he wants under him. He is creating his own super team that is Jensen approved, where he came onto a team last time where it was not his team. He came onto a team, it was Double's team when he was taking over. It was Double's team. Obviously, Broxy came in last year, but it still didn't feel like Jensen's team overall. As you said, he's never had that one-on-one connection with a jungler to put him over top. He's always been an excellent player. Let's not forget, he's beating Rookie in a best of 5. He beat IG, the reigning world champions at MSI, to make a MSI final. He beat Kuro in a Freak of Freaks in an embarrassing fashion in South Korea. He stomped a Freak of Freaks in Kuro, a legendary player on the Rocks Tigers team. This is a player, Jensen, who can deliver you to the highest point. He can make international finals. Now it's a point of, can he get you over the hump? Can he actually win a world finals? And I think Steve, who has shown time again, TL Steve, the co-owner of Team Liquid, has shown he will spend money on players that he believes in, and have shown him in good faith that they will back up the money he gives them. And Jensen, throughout, as you said, he brings them to the World Championship every single year. This year, going 3-3 against G2 and Suning, two teams that showed that in the blacklist stage that they are two of the best teams in the world. They might even eliminate one of those teams in the group stage if they didn't lose a Machi in that kind of embarrassing first game of the group stage. So this team last year with Jensen in the middle, was arguably a top 8 team at Worlds, and then going into 2020, it's now his time to kind of build a team around him, and that's really going to be where the fun starts for Jensen. I think he really is believing in Team Liquid, and Team Liquid is believing in him. So I'm happy for Jensen. I think $1.4 million, it's a steal. I think, obviously, looking at other contracts being thrown around for other players, I think he is going to thrive under this contract. So congratulations, Jensen. I cannot wait for your super team.